Good evening, citizens.
Welcome to the Party Tales Dystopian Future Newscast.
Nah, we're just kidding.
But seriously, we are going to review It's a Wonderful World. It's a Wonderful World is a card drafting, set collection engine builder where you're trying to expand your empire into the future. It's a Wonderful World takes place over 4 rounds.
And in each round, there are 3 phases.
The first phase is drafting, where every player drafts cards that they're going to use later on.
The second phase is planning. This is when you decide what cards you're going to build and which ones you're going to recycle.
The third phase is production, where each player receives the resources from the cards that they've built over the course of the game.
Each player earns points from the cards that they're able to build.
The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. When we did our unboxing of It's a Wonderful World, the first thing that struck us was the beautiful artwork. The box is great, all the cards have wonderful artwork, and there's a lot of it.
With the artwork and everything, that really caught my eye. You know, the front of the box here, it's like Two-Face. It's a good and evil, technology and war. You know, just the duality of light and darkness is what I thought we were getting into.
I was thinking the same thing you were when we did the unboxing, which is, oh, well, maybe you get to pick, like, are we the resistance versus the capitalists or versus the futurists or something like that? Is it faction versus faction? But it didn't end up really being any of those things in the end. Another thing I noticed were the cubes. It's nice plastic, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. However, at the end of the day, it's just 6 colored cubes. So even though it's better than cardboard punch-outs, it's still not like the most creative as far as the theming goes for the token pieces.
If you know me by now, I'm a big fan of the really unique pieces, not just your standard, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the colored cubes, but you know.
With a futuristic setting, and it's just it's a little boring with it just being cubes.
Talking about the board, it's basically an arrow or just 2 pieces that connect in an arrow. And I mean, I get it. You connect it and then it goes that you follow your phases sequentially because that's how the game is developed. And then these things kind of fit in this little slot here as like a placeholder for one of the tokens.
I don't understand why they built 2 pieces and then you connect them, other than maybe it's cheaper to produce them on 2 separate slices of cardboard and then punch them out and put them together rather than building a folding piece of cardboard. I'm not sure. The way that it was built wasn't 100% necessary.
But it's still different, and I still like it, how it looks.
When you read the rules and when you're on the first round, the very first time that you're playing it, it seems more complicated than it is. So you really think, oh, there's a lot to this game. I have to really overthink everything and doing all these different things. But really, it's a lot more simple than it appears to be.
With all the different cubes and building and seeing what you produce with each of your cards, it's kind of, in the very beginning, it gets a little confusing because is 1 blue cube equal to 2 red cubes? Like, what's the more valuable one? Which one's more important now versus later? I kind of start thinking about that more, but when you're first getting the basic rules and you've never played it before, it's kind of hard to strategize.
The first time, I didn't really like it. The second time, it was all right. And the third time, it was a little bit better, but I still was like, okay, it's not gradually getting more and more exciting to me. So I don't think that this is going to become every time that we get together, we're going to play this game.
After we got done playing the first time, I was like, all right, let's do this again. And then after the second time, I lost again. And I was like, no one beats me 3 times in a row. But like you said, I think I saw you kind of getting a little like, all right, let's move on.
The feeling I was getting while playing was boredom. Even if a game is complicated and taking a long time, I still won't get bored with it if I like it. However, with this one, it really doesn't take that long, 20, 30 minutes max with a 3 to 4 player game. But even in that short amount of time, I was getting a little bit bored playing this game.
Once you know how to play it, it gets a lot quicker. I just feel like, you know, for you to take everything in, it goes by too quick.
Part of the draw of some people, what they say is they like the card drafting element. So it's supposed to eliminate some of the luck of the draw, where each player gets 7 cards and then you pass it around clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on which round it is. And then you take 1 card, pass it around until you build your deck of 7 cards. But it's still luck of the draw. It's either going to be 14, 21, or 28 cards that you're picking from, and you still might not have either the cards you want, or you might not be able to have the cards you need to produce the cards that you want. You don't have as many choices as you think you do, even though you're card drafting.
Overall, I'd probably say I give it a 5.
Wait, you're giving it a 5? It seemed like you liked it more than me. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, I mean, I like the artwork. Maybe you influenced me by throwing the word boring out there, but I don't think it was boring.
Don't let me make a decision for you.
I know, I'm saying, like, when I think about it as a whole, the very first impression was, good and evil or technology versus war, that I thought we were going to dive more into that. I mean, that's my own fault. I made an assumption. I guess I could have just read it in the back.
Now, to be fair, I have seen that there are expansions that add on scenarios and other things to it. We haven't played that. This is just the base game, so we're only going on this. Maybe if we try an expansion to it, it'll add some more of what I'm looking for to the game. We'll update you when we do that. But just based on the base game is what we're talking about now.
Teresa gives it a 10.
And Juliana gives it a 6.5. That was our review of It's a Wonderful World.
What'd you think? Have you played it? Like he said, have you played the expansions? Do they make it a lot better? That might change my score significantly? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny.
Thank you for watching, citizens.
Have a good night.